All right. So we got day 42, Blue Letter Bible app, Bible in a year. Uh, Yesterday we heard about, well, it was just a few minutes ago actually. I read, but yesterday's reading was 33 through 35. They're told to leave Horeb, head out to the wilderness of Sinai, set up a different camp, leave your adornments at the Mount Horeb, and then he gives them a different covenant. Then now we are building the tabernacle. We are building the tabernacle. He chooses people. He puts the Spirit on them so that they know how to do all this stuff. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so when wrought Beelzeel and Oholidab and every wise-hearted man in whom Jehovah put wisdom and understanding to know how to work and all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary according to all Jehovah had commanded. And Moses and Bezalel and Holidab and every wise-hearted man in whose heart Jehovah had put wisdom and every one whose heart stirred him to come up and do the work and unto the work to do it. And they received Moses all offerings, and the children of Israel brought the work of the service of the sanctuary, and to make wherewithal. And they brought yet unto him free offerings every morning. And all the wise men wrought all the work of the sanctuary came from every man his work made. And they spoke unto Moses, saying, that the people bring much more than enough for the service of the work, which Jehovah commanded to make. And Jehovah gave commandment that they cause it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, let neither man nor woman make any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. So the people restrained from the bringing. For all the stuff they had was sufficient for all the work to make it, and too much. And every wise-hearted man among them wrought the work of the tabernacle, and made 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet, and with the cherubims of the cunning work be made, he made them. And the length of one curtain was 28 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and the curtains were all of one size. And he coupled the 5 curtains one to another, and the other to 5 curtains, and coupled one to another. And he made loops of blue on the edge of one curtain, from the selvage of the coupling likewise. And he made the outermost side of another curtain in the coupling of the second. And 50 loops made he in one curtain. 50 loops he made in the edge of the curtain, which was in the coupling of the second. And the loops held one curtain to another. And he made 50 taches of gold, and coupled the curtains unto the another, and the taches of one became one tabernacle. And he made the curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the tabernacle. Of 11 curtains he had made them. And the length of one curtain was 30 cubits, and 4 cubits was the breadth of one curtain, and 11 curtains were of one size. And he coupled 5 curtains by themselves, and the 6 curtains by themselves. And this is chapter 36, verse 17. And you know, when you read this chronological Bible, and this is a Blue Letter Bible app, Bible in a Year, chronological, you just get these bite-sized pieces every day, and over the course of a year, you'll have read the whole book. And it makes way more sense when the book is put in chronological order. And he made 50 loops upon the uttermost edge of the curtains, and in the coupling of 50 loops he made upon the edge of the curtain, which coupled the second. And he made 50 taches of brass to couple the tent together, that it might be one. And he made the covering for the tent of ram's skins dyed red, and covering of badger skins above that. And he made boards for the tabernacle's shittim wood, and standing up, and the length of the board was 10 cubits, and the breadth of the board was 1 cubit and a half. And the board of the 2 tenons equally distant from one another, thus did he make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And he made for the boards of the tabernacle boards, 20 boards for the south sideward, and 40 sockets of silver he made. Under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for his two tenons, and two sockets under thereof the board for his second two tenons, for his two tenons. And the other side of the tabernacle, which was toward the north corner, he made 20 boards. And there 40 sockets of silver, and two sockets under one board, and two sockets under another board. And the sides of the tabernacle westward he made 6 boards. And the 2 boards he made for the corner of the tabernacle in the 2 sides. And they were coupled beneath and coupled together. At the head there was one ring, and he did both of them in both corners. And there were 8 boards in their sockets, and 16 sockets of silver, and every board 2 sockets. And he made bars of shittim wood, and 5 for the boards of one side of the tabernacle, and 5 for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and the 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle for the sides westward. And he made in the middle of the bar to shoot through the boards from one end to the other. And he overlaid the boards with gold, and made their rings of gold to be places for the bars, and to be overlaid with gold. And he made a veil of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, with the cherubims, it of the cunning work. And he made hereunto the 4 pillars of shittim wood, and overlaid them with gold, and the hooks that were of gold. And he cast them 4 sockets of silver. And he made a hanging for the tabernacle of blue, door of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen of needlework. And the 5 pillars of it with their hooks, and he overlaid their chapiters and their fillets with gold, and the 5 sockets were of brass. And Bealzeel made the ark of shittim wood, and 2 cubits and a half was the length of it, and a cubit and a half the breadth of it, and a cubit and a half the height of it. And he overlaid it with pure gold, within and without. And he made a crown of gold to round about. And he cast it 4 rings of gold to be set by the 4 corners. Yeah, John Smith, that's what I'm reading. This is, it's like in the description, it says Exodus 36 through 38 today. This is Blue Letter Bible app, Bible in a Year. And there's 3 chapters today, or 36, 37, 38, yep. And he made staves of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold, and he put the staves into the rings and into the side of the ark to bear the ark. And he made the mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half was the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof. Oh, it's old Quick is back. And he's still stuck on his badgers. You know, if you look at that word, and then you go and look at the Hebrew, it also says it could be a rock rabbit. A rock rabbit. Have you ever raised a rabbit? Quick. And he made 2 cherubims of gold, and beaten out of one place he made them on the 2 ends of the mercy seat. 1 cherubim on the end of his side, and on the other side. And on the mercy seat he made out of the cherubims on 2 ends thereof. And the cherubims spread out their wings on high, and covered with their wings on the mercy seat, and the face thereof another. And even the seat works were faces of the cherubims. And he made the table of shittim wood, 2 cubits the length thereof, and a cubit 1 breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half in the height thereof. And he overlaid it with pure gold, and onto the crown of gold round about. And he made under the board of a handbreadth and round about. And he made a crown of gold for border here round about. And over against the border were the rings and the places of the staves to bear the table. And he made the staves of shittim wood overlaid with gold to bear the table. And he made the vessels were upon the table, his dishes, and his spoons, and his bowls, and his covers to cover, wherewithal of pure gold. And he made a candlestick of gold, and beaten work. He made the candlestick. Its shaft, its branch, its bowls, its knops, its flowers were of the same. 6 branches going out the sides thereof, and the branches of the candlestick were out of the side thereof. and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side thereof. And 3 bowls were made after a fashion of almonds in one branch, and a knop in the flower, and the 3 bowls made like almonds in another branch, and a knop and a flower throughout the 6 branches going out of the candlestick. And in the candlestick were 4 bowls made like almonds, his knops, his flowers, and his knops under the branches of the same, and the knop under 2 branches of the same, and a knop under 2 branches of the same, according to 6 branches. Their knops and their branches were of the same. And it was all out of beaten work of pure gold. And he made 7 lamps and his snuffers and his snuff dishes of pure gold. Of a town of gold he made it, and all the vessels thereof. And he made the incense altar of shittim wood, and the length of it was 1.5 cubits, and a breadth of 1 cubit. It was 4 square, and 2 cubits in was the height. And the horns of there were the same. And he overlaid it with pure gold on top of it, and the sides thereof were round about, and the horns of it. All right, John Smith, I hope you the best too. And also be a crown of gold around about. And he made 2 rings of gold for under it, under the crown thereof, by the 2 corners of it, and upon the 2 sides thereof, to be places for the staves, and to bear well withal. And he made the staves of shittim wood, and overlaid them with gold. And he made the holy anointing oil, which was pure incense of sweet spices, according to the work of the apothecary. And he made the altar of burnt offering of shittim wood, of 5 cubits length thereof, and breadth thereof, and 5 cubits in the breadth thereof. And it was 4 square, and 3 cubits of the height thereof. And he made the horns thereof of 4 corners, and the horns thereof were of the same. He overlaid it with brass. And he made all the vessels of the altar, and all the pots, and all the shovels, and all the basins, and the flesh hooks, and the fire pans, and the vessels thereof he made of brass. That's what Bruce's husband says. Rebecca, what are you talking about? And he cast 4 rings of the ends of the brass to be places for staves. Is that what Bruce's husband says? And he made the staves of shittim wood, and overlaid them with brass. And he put the staves into the rings of the sides of the altar to bear it. And wherewithal he made the altar hollow with the boards. And he made the laver of brass, and the foot of it brass, and the hooking lines of the women assembling, which assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he made the court on the south side, the southward hangings of the court were fine twined linen, and 100 cubits, and their pillars were 20, and their brass and sockets 20, and the hooks and the pillars and the fillets were of silver. And for the north side of the hangings were 100 cubits, and the pillars were 20, and their sockets of brass 20, and the hooks and the pillars of their fillets of silver. And for the west side were hangings of 50 cubits, and their pillars 10, and their sockets 10, and the hooks of the pillars and the fillets of silver. And for the east side eastward 50 cubits, hangings of the one side of the gate, and were 15 cubits, and the pillars of 3, and their sockets 3. And for the other side of the court, and on this hand were the hangings of the 15 cubits, and their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And all the hangings of the court round about were fine twined linen. And the sockets of the pillars were brass, and the hooks of the pillars and the fillets of silver, and the overlayings of the chapiters of silver, and the pillars of the court were filleted with silver, and the hangings of the gate of the court, the needlework, fine linen, purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen, and 20 cubits was the length thereof, and the breadth thereof was 5 cubits, and answerable to the hangings of the court. And the pillars were 4, and their sockets of brass, and their hooks of silver, and the overlaying of their chapiters, and the fillets of silver. And all the pins of the tabernacle and the courts round about were of brass. This is the sum of the tabernacle, even of the tabernacle of testimony. The tabernacle of testimony, as it was counted according to the commandment of Moses for the service of the Levites, by the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest, and Bealzeel, the son of Uriah, the son of Hur, and the tribe of Judah, made all that the Lord commanded Moses. And with him Aholidab, the son of Athamarch, and the tribe of Dan, an engraver and a cunning workman of an embroiderer in blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen. And all the gold was occupied for the work, in all the work of the holy place. Even the gold offering was 29 talents, and 730 shekels after, and the shekels of the sanctuary. And the silver of them were numbered in the congregation was 100 talents, and 1,700 threescore and 15 shekels. And after the shekels of the sanctuary, bekah for every man, that is half a shekel, and after the shekel of the sanctuary for every one that went be numbered from 20 years old and upward, for 600,000 and 3,550 men, and all of the hundreds of talents of silver were cast, the sockets of sanctuary, and the sockets of the veil, and the sockets of 100 talents, a talent for a socket, and the sockets of 775 shekels. He made hooks for the pillars and overlaid their chapiters and filleted them. And the brass of the offering was 70 talents, 70 and 2,400 shekels. And wherewith he made sockets for the doors of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the brass and altar, and the brass and grate for it, and all of the vessels of the altar, and the sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the court gate, and all the pins of the tabernacle, all the court round about. All right, that's 36 through 38. This is all of the stuff that goes into the tabernacle and the making thereof. And it's all going to fall. All that weight that they just talked about is going to fall on the shoulders of the Levites to carry. Yeah. Yep. Can't remember where that part is. I've read this every year for the past few years. And every time I read it, I find like stuff new. You think you'd have it down? No, you'll read it and you'll be like, oh, wow. Nothing jumped off the page at me these days, except for it just came to my mind that the Levites will have to bear all that weight that we just talked about. I don't think they get to put it on ox carts. I think they just got to carry it. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. I love you. And this is Blue Letter Bible app, Bible in a Year. Today was 3 chapters. Every day is 2, 3, 4 chapters until we get through a whole book. I almost think we should speed up reading it so we get it done faster than the year. I'm looking at what's going on in the world, and I'm saying it comes upon you like a thief in the night. Might not have another year. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. It's only for him to know. But I do know the season. And I do recognize the signs. Get right, people. Get right, people. Do not let your guard down. Do not confuse the Holy Covenant with the laws after transgression. Don't confuse those two. Obey the 10 Commandments. Eat clean. Tell others to do so. There you go. Amen.